Forbes was a 20-year-old sophomore here at Shaw when the university hosted students and civil rights leaders, including Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. from across the South. Those conversations blossomed into the creation of SNCC, which led to a partnership between Forbes, Dr. King, and other students that lasted throughout the early 1960s.
It was a time of political and social energy.
It's been 65 years since the Reverend Dr. David Forbes found himself at the table for one of the seminal moments in civil rights history.
It's almost as if history had prepared me to participate at that level.
The son of a Pentecostal pastor, Forbes grew up in the shadow of Shaw on Bloodworth Street in southeast Raleigh. He was a 20-year-old sophomore when President William Stroessner asked him to work with civil rights icon Ella Baker to set up a meeting with black student leaders across the South and work with leaders of the movement.
I'm just behind Dr. King.
What followed was the creation of SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, which followed the model of the Greensboro sit-ins, which had taken place just months prior.
Awareness of the importance of the moment came very quickly because Dr. King, for instance, spoke to us as students and told us that what we were about, picketing and sit-ins, would be transformative.
Transformative both for the civil rights movement and the history of Southeast Raleigh. Carmen Cawthon is a Raleigh historian and author and believes Mother Shaw was a natural setting for the meetings.
Shaw University always opened its arms and welcomed the community in,
providing an opportunity for young people to join a sweeping movement and inject new energy and momentum to it.
Young people who are in college, they are thinking about things differently. So they're not as concerned about, how's this going to affect my profession? How's this going to affect my life at home? They are in the moment.
As Forbes recalls, some 6.5 decades later, it was challenging work, even frightening at times.
Anti-civil rights people would come around with chains and baseball bats. We were trained to take it.
But he's reminded of the guidance fellow Shaw alumna Ella Baker gave a group of young students as they led the next generation of change.
Don't look to the elders, but look into your hearts and into society and do what you think is best that way.
We asked Dr. Forbes, looking back, what stood out the most about his conversations with Dr. King and other civil rights leaders like Ella Baker and Wyatt Walker. He said they never spoke down to the students, they always spoke among them. He said that was highly empowering. In Raleigh, Sean Coffey, ABC 11, Eyewitness News.